Hey everyone, it's Yitzo, and you're probably wondering what you're watching. Well, this is MC Zombies. It's a pretty decent game I found to actually practice helicopters flying for something in Wardogs. If you set it to like medium difficulty in this game, it kind of feels like how it feels to fly the helicopters in Wardogs, and you get the practice for using the HOTAS and using rudder pedals and just setting up everything. And it was quite fun actually. It made me learn quite a lot of the mistakes I did during the closed beta when it comes to both the minigun heli and also how to maybe test the physics a little bit better when it comes to combat as well. What's really good about this is it has like a lot of different weapons, so you can learn both missiles and guns, so you can practice how to actually use guns. One of the things I also learned pretty early is that when I was playing in close beta and was playing with minigun heli in Wardogs, I probably had too much speed. Like a lot of things you see in these clips is very smooth, uh, where we set up paths of how I'm actually setting up the gun runs and how I'm also setting up the missiles. Now, this I learned simply just by trying this game. In the beginning, when I was playing it, I couldn't actually hit anything with the guns, and that's because I had too much speed. And this was something I also saw while I was playing Wardogs. Most of my runs was doing high speeds. I wasn't really using slowing down because I was afraid of getting shot and all that kind of basic stuff. I think a lot of people were. And the second thing is I was also overcorrecting. A lot of these things you'd really just need to let the heli and use the physics of the engine and let the heli just fall into targets. That's something you're going to see as I'm playing here. And I'm simply just falling into targets. And this was something I deliberately didn't actually do. I don't know. I did it when I was transporting. I had no problems flying as I was transporting and using it in that ways. But when it came to like shooting the minigun, I really felt I was off target. Of course, it was a little bit with target reticle as well. I was a little off, and then also the same thing with the engine felt a little bit new. Now in this game, you have about the same engine. It isn't as heavy or as icy, I would say. It turns a little bit faster than what it did when I was playing with in Wardogs, but it still has the same sort of feel to it. It still has the gliding. Still has the little icy feeling. So you still get some of the practice, and especially of setting up like I said, the gun runs. Now, the game you were watching is probably wondering is MC Zombies. It's basically like I think it's $2 or $3 on the Steam store, and was really worth the money. Now you can even set a higher difficulty here that makes it so you actually need to compensate for the rotor blades, so you actually get a full physics engine and was even more slidey. But at that point, you also had to compensate for like the rotor blades. So you had to actually compensate when you're taking off, because if not, you will actually continue spinning. You have to use the anti-torque pedals, and it was actually pretty realistic for what engine is using. Now it is using Unity, so I was pretty happy when I saw it because I also played a game called Nuclear Power that uses more modern style, and it doesn't in that game doesn't have like a mini bird with the guns. It has more on the Apache. So I was happy trying this out, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I think it's actually going to help me quite a lot getting just a feel for how the hell is, and maybe also try some new things. As you can see here, I'm still doing liberate controls and also using the collective. I am almost having the collective. You may not actually see it. I may actually zoom in at certain points during this match where you can kind of see the power level when I go down. But the power level are simply maxing out there, and then as I'm doing this turn, I'm slowly turning back the collective almost to like 50% to let me slow down. Here I did a pass again, and you can see me slow down the collective. Then I'm gonna do a turn and set up either the rockets or like the miniguns. Now for faster runs where you're going faster, I'm always going to use the rockets, and that's the same thing I think you can use in Wardogs. If you have the rocket heli, I'm pretty sure you can go much faster and do a lot more liberate strafe runs. But when you're using the minigun heli, I'm pretty sure you need to slow down, and that was one of my mistakes. I really struggled with it in the closed beta. I hope there's an open beta this 3rd September, and is the surprise, so I can actually practice a lot more. And I'm also going to practice a lot more with my HOTAS, as I felt more comfortable using it here, and I think it also feels more deliberate. Now, I don't think you need a HOTAS for this game, or I don't think you need a HOTAS for Wardogs at all. I have a flow with mouse and keyboard, and I think as long as you can set up decent enough controls that let you easily use a little bit of rudder when you need to, but not overusing it, and then also having the ability to set up the same strafes as you're doing here. I don't think you need it. I think you're completely fine to fly without it. I've seen a guy named Armor Pilot fly really good. You also have a guy called Project One that's really good at flying. He flies with HOTAS again. So I think it's literally just deliberately setting up the heli and not fighting it. And I'm just gonna leave this gameplay in the background here now. I don't really have that much else to talk about, but if you're interested in the game, I highly recommend using it as a Warlock practice. I think you're gonna feel more at home when you then start playing Wardogs. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And see you on the bottom.